Greer behind closed doors saying one thing or another? This is a little bit of a political version today, but politics does manage this USMCA, CUSMA negotiations. So there are two versions that came out of the U.S. Trade Representative Greer simultaneously. And the public version is the one that you see on CNN, congressional testimony. It's aggressive, dismissive of Canada. It's drawing a comparison of Canada to China. The private version is different. It's the one where last week he met with 40 Canadian business leaders and was measured pragmatic and willing to work with Canada is what the response was of the 40 business leaders that came out of that meeting. So which one's real and which one should we be watching? Anyways, I'm Jack Jackson, Manufacturers Daily with an update today. We're going to go inside the room where the real conversations are happening, and let's look at Canada's negotiating team and what we can see from there too. So we're 50-ish days away from the July 1st mandatory review. Canada is yet to have formal negotiations at the table, and evidently U.S. and Mexico confirmed their first bilateral round meeting on May 25th. Not a good thing. It used to be a trilateral meeting, but we're doing a bilateral. Does that mean whatever happens that Mexico and U.S. put together as a deal is Canada has to live up to, or it's getting confusing. Doesn't matter. You got to do what you got to do to take care of yourself. So that's what we always live with. The public version, as I said, Greer told Congress this week that Canada has retaliated economically against the U.S. in the same breath as China did. His version is that he wants to make sure that the provinces stop retaliatory. Well, actually, I think all the provinces took all U.S. alcohol off the shelves. And they're talking, of course, about milk, dairy, and a whole bunch of other tariffs that they find are not acceptable. But the private version is that he sat down with the American Chamber of Commerce roundtable in Washington and was talking. Most of the time he spent listening to particularly oil and gas. So provincial liquor board policies have changed, and Canada wants, in return, is the Section 232 tariffs to be listed. I talked about that the other day. Yeah, that's really hurting us. That's taking CUSMA and saying, put that aside, and you have to follow these laws of the U.S., and that's really hurting us, manufacturers, as you know. So I'll just keep you up to date to there. What's happening, it's confusing, it's political, but at the same time, you need to take care of yourself, and I'll explain that in a second, because the other side, on April 21st, when Prime Minister Carney announced our negotiating team, list of serious, credible people, really real industry representation. They met on April 27th, but there's no published mandate paper. There's no formal terms of reference that you can look at to see what we can talk about. There's no confirmed date that they're going to join formal negotiations. There's no firm date when even the committee's going to get together again. So, again, we can't sit and wait for politicians to figure this out. Just to give you a scale comparison, though, Canada's had 25 people on their advisory. The U.S. has 700 advisors on their committee. 25 people making the decision or coming to an agreement is pretty tough. I mean, you got 700. I don't know which one's better, but being in the meetings and committees of my past, it's that's crazy. Anyways, I think what you need to call to action is we need to look at the probability of what this whole thing's going to come out as. And Jefferies, which is a investment firm in the U.S., highly respected, says 75% chance that it's not going to happen. That this is going to go into a yearly review. So you really need to make sure that you're looking at everything that's coming through. If you're getting any tariff invoices, or you're getting any pushback at the border or with your broker, please contact us. It's an easy 30-minute discussion. We can tell you if we can do something for you. If we can't, there's no obligation. Check out our newsletter and our other YouTube videos, our website, manufacturedaily.com. Lots of information there. We're here to help you. Again, it's Jack Jackson, Manufacturers Daily. Have a good day.